Hello, today we'll be looking into C# and .NET operator overloading. Basically, operator overloading is through functions we are overloading the operators. It can be plus, minus, multiplication, is equal to, not is equal to. So it should be, the functions should be public and static, and it has always value arguments. In the arguments, we cannot use the ref and OUT parameters. So today in operator overloading, we'll be seeing matrix operations. We're going to design and develop menu-driven console application to perform various operations on matrix classes. So first thing is we're going to create matrix class, and then we are going to take the rows and columns. In rows and columns, I'm going to basically do the programming for square matrix. So I'm taking only the rows, so the columns will be is equal to rows, and it is two-dimensional basically when it comes to matrix. And then we are going to overload the constructor. We are going to use functions for overloading plus, minus, is equal to. And we're going to have explicit and implicit conversions of the objects and vice versa. Then in the main method, that is our matrix test class, we'll be having the main class. So basically these are all the operators that can be overloaded: plus, minus, into, multiply, and, or, greater than, less than, plus, minus, and this conversion operator, plus is equal to, minus is equal to, but we cannot overload size of is equal to dot, the conditional operators, the lambda expression, new is as. We cannot overload all these in function overloading, operator overloading. So basically the syntax goes like public static, which has to be there, and the return type, whether it is matrix, class, or integer, followed by the integer, this is the keyword, and the operator, it can be plus, minus, multiply, is equal to, followed by the argument list. And in the argument list, we are not supposed to include ref and OUT. So going to the program, here I am using system. These are all the by default which we get in Microsoft Visual Studio. Here I have my main class, that is the matrix test, in which I have my main function. Here I am going to take the rows and columns which will be passed in the parameter of the constructor of the object, and I'm going to create matrix A1 B1. Then I'm going to enter the matrix. So basically this is getting the values of the matrix 1 and 2, because when we perform we need two matrices. So for that I'm taking A1 and B1, and then I'm creating object for matrix which we'll be seeing. So this is the main part, the menu driven console. That is, we have add matrix, subtract matrix, equality to check whether it is equal or not, user defined casting, and we have explicit and implicit. So we have cases, case 1 for the additional, case 2 for subtraction. So let's look into the main program, main part. So we have the main the class matrix, in which I am declaring rows. As I said, I'll be using square matrix, so the value of row will be is equal to the value of column. If you're going to use different value, rectangular, other matrix, we can take the value of column also. So based on that, I'm creating a matrix which is 2 by 2 by default. In case you want to enter more values, you can increase the size of the matrix. So in the parameter, this is the parameter constructor in which I am taking the matrix which I have declared, which I'll be taking the declared one, and R for the row. So my A will be is equal to X, that is the matrix, and row will be is equal to R, that is my row. So because I have a parameter constructor, by default I am supposed to have an empty constructor also, which is not a parameter constructor. And then displaying, I have a display function which will be displaying the matrix which is going to be passed in the function. Next is the first operator overloading, that is, we are going to overload the plus operator. So according to the syntax, it is public static, then the class name, that is the return type. So I'm going to return a matrix, the entire matrix, and that will be considered as my class. So that is the class matrix, and the operator as the keyword, and the operator, that is the plus or minus. And I have two parameters, that is classes as matrix, the object x and y. So I'm going to inside create another class object, that is z. Z will be storing the main result matrix, that is if I'm going to add x and y, z will be containing my x and y's added values. So this is how we do it. We use the for loop, and we put I is equal to 0, I less than x dot row. By default it is 2, I have already given that. And for j is equal to 2, because it's 2D, we have 2 for loops. And we assign the value for z dot a of ij. Z dot a of ij is nothing but we are using the object z to access the a, that is a is the matrix, and we are storing the value of z of a of ij as the added value of x of ij and y of ij, and then we return. Because we are going to return, this is the return type matrix, we are supposed to return the z, that is the object. So I am returning an object. The same goes for minus. We have public static matrix operator minus, the same thing, but here I will be doing minus, and then I'm going to return the object. Now coming to is equal to is only going to check whether it's true or false. The return type is going to be boolean. So basically the function will go as public static by default, and then boolean, that is the return type, then the operator keyword is equal to, then I'm passing in two matrices to check whether these two matrices are equal. So basically I'm going to initialize boolean status as false, and then I'm going to check inside if it is equal to true. I'm going to put the status value as true. If not, if one value is also different, it's going to be false obviously, and it's going to come out of the loop and return the status, that is boolean. The same goes for not is equal to. Actually, whenever we have is equal to, we are supposed to by default create not equal to also, otherwise you'll be getting exceptions and errors. So we do the same for not equal to. I do the same. If it is not equal to, then the status is true. If it is equal to, then it is false. That means if it is not equal to, that's true. If it is equal to, then it's false. And then I have implicit and explicit conversions. That is my fourth and fifth option. So the fourth one is implicit conversion. That is basically I'm going to take an integer a where I'm storing m1. M1 is nothing but my object. In an integer I'm going to store an object, and using this I'm going to check how many elements are there. So basically whenever this is called, int a is called, it calls the function here public static implicit. It is implicitly being converted. So the keyword we are going to use is implicit operator. It is going to be int, and the parameter that we are taking is matrix C. That is int a is equal to m1. M1 is matrix, an object of matrix. So we are going to pass that. It's going to take, and I'm going to initialize t is equal to 0, and whenever I come across any element in the array, in the two-dimensional array, that's the matrix, I'm going to add t. So I'm basically counting the number of elements, and I'm returning t. T is integer. And now explicitly what I'm going to do is store. I'm going to pass integer into an object. So I'm creating a new object of matrix m3, and then in m3 I am explicitly converting 10 into matrix and giving it to m3, and then I'm displaying it. So what it does, it calls here, it explicitly takes in the integer value that we have passed here. We are going to implicitly pass 10 as an object, so which will be coming here, and then we are again creating inside the thing as a new matrix X, and then by default I'm initializing the row as 2, and then I'm going to store the value of m that I'm giving as 10 to all the array elements in the new matrix X, and then I'm going to return X because the return type is a class, an object. So this is basically the program that we are going to see in operator overloading. So let's see how this runs. So this is how it is. We are going to enter row and column. Basically it's 2, so again I'm going to enter 2. Matrix 1 I'll be giving 2, 2, 2. I'm going to add, so I'll give 1. So in matrix we can see 2 plus 22 is 24, and 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. So this is addition. Now we'll again run for the same will be subtraction. I'll write matrix 1 as, we'll do equality check, that is 3, it's equal. Next we'll see user defined casting. So I have 2. So I'll be doing the fourth option, that is user defined casting. Number of elements in the matrix is 4. So next we'll be seeing the explicit one. I'm gonna go for user defined casting. As we passed 10, the integer value, to the matrix will contain all 10, 10. That is the new return, the matrix will have all the values of 10, 10, 10. So this is basically operator overloading in C#. That's all. Thank you for watching.